Good morning, everybody. I hope everybody can hear my voice and see the presentation on the screen. Excellent. So today we'll be doing statements and assumptions. I believe we already would have done statements and assumptions before. So this is going to be a practice session. But still, quickly to revise what is meant by statements and assumptions. So an assumption is a sentence which is unsaid. It is a statement which is not given to you, but that assumption statement has to be true for the given statement to be true. So what we do is, whenever we have to check whether a given line is valid as an assumption or not, we ask ourselves, if this assumption is true, does that mean the statement is also true? And if that happens, then we check that what happens when I take the assumption to be false. So by changing the value, the truth value of the assumption, if the truth value of the statement changes, that is the validity of the given statement, it depends upon the validity of the assumption, then obviously that assumption is required for that statement and hence it is a valid assumption. But by changing the assumption's value, if nothing happens to the given statement, then we can clearly say that the given statement is not valid as an assumption for the particular thing that we are talking about, right? So the assumption is to be tested by checking that does the statement's value change if the value of the assumption changes. So keeping that in mind, we are going to take a look at different examples today, right? In each question, you are given a statement followed by two assumptions, right? So assumption is not given to you. Remember, an assumption will not be part of the statement. It will be something different. But the statement and the assumptions are related such that the assumption is the one which supports the statement, right? So you have to identify which of the two assumptions is valid. It could be just the first one, only the second one. It could be that both the assumptions are true or that neither of that assumptions are true, right? So keeping that in mind, here's your first example. There's a statement given that invest in our regular scheme and earn an interest of at least 10%. This is an advertisement by a financial institution. You're given two assumptions here. The first one says 10% may attract a good number of investors. The second assumption is that no other scheme offers interest as high as 10%. So the options are given below at the bottom of the screen. Which is the valid one? Yes, getting the right answer so far. Very good. Almost everybody has got it right so far. Dhruvi, no. Others are all right. Okay, guys. So one thing we have always learned, and I'll repeat it today, whenever a claim is being made in an advertisement, एक ad अगर दिया है और उसमें कोई claim है, then the default assumption that we always make for that particular ad is that whatever claim is being made in the ad is wanted by the people. The claim being made in the ad is also always wanted by the customer, right? That is a default assumption we always have to keep in mind. So when this advertisement says that you are going to get an interest of at least 10%, then obviously the advertiser, the person who is making this claim in the advertisement, has to assume that 10% interest may attract a good number of investors. Because if he does not assume that 10% interest will attract a good number of investors, then he will not use that 10% number. So when he's using the 10% number, it very obviously means that he expects it to attract good number of investors. So the first one is definitely an assumption. The first one is definitely an assumption. Now the second one. Do I need to assume that no other scheme offers an interest as high as 10%? If other scheme offers 10% or it does not offer 10%. In either case, it does not make a difference. In either case, it does not make a difference. So whether you assume about other schemes or not is irrelevant. So the second one is not implicit. So keeping that in mind, the best option is only the first assumption is an implicit one. I don't need the second statement to be implicit. Did everybody understand this? Dhruvi, did you get why the second one is not an assumption? It is not required to assume the second one. Even without the second statement, the statement is still valid. right? So this was a pretty simple example. So remember, the one thing that we have to keep in mind, the shortcut trick that we have to keep in mind is that if an advertisement is made as the statement, then whatever claim is being made as the positive point of the product or service must be assumed to be required by the customers. An advertiser will only talk about a point if they assume that it is going to attract more customers. Sure. The next one. For easier and faster communication, use our broadcast connection. Again, an advertisement. Excuse me. Not getting the right answers from many. Yes, now yes. Shubhankar, Nishka and Ayush, yes. Others no. Okay, I'm getting mixed responses here. Okay. So now let's take a look at it. The statement is for easier and faster communication, use our broadcast connection. That's what the advertisement says. Let's check the first assumption. If people are looking for best communication facilities, then obviously you are going to advertise your own communication facilities. But if people are not looking for the best communication facilities, would you be advertising your communication facilities with its positive points? Think about it. If people are looking for your product, you're going to advertise it as a good product. But if people are not looking for the best product in that particular field, why would you advertise your product? So you have to assume whether people are looking or not. You are assuming that people want it, and hence you will say that, okay, I have got it. So the first assumption, definitely valid. Now, the second assumption, why do I need to assume that broadband connections are the preferred mode of communication? Right? How do I assume? Why do I need to assume that broadband connections are the preferred mode of communication? If people want broadband, then I'll say use mine. But I don't assume that for communication, broadband is the preferred mode. People could prefer any mode, but if they prefer broadband, then I will say use mine. If you want broadband, then I'll say use mine. But I cannot assume that all the people want broadband. I want that people want broadband, but I don't have to assume that it is the preferred mode of communication. Right? Are you getting it? Even if I don't assume it to be a preferred mode of communication, I can still advertise my own broadband services for those who want it. Are you getting it? For many people, a four-wheeler may not be the preferred mode of transportation, but that does not stop four-wheeler sellers from advertising their product. Those who want four-wheelers, they will buy mine. But I don't assume that everybody wants four-wheelers. Are you getting it? So again, in this, only the first assumption is implicit, not the second one. I hope everybody understood this one. Only the first assumption needs to be implicit and not the second one. Chalo. Moving ahead. Third one. You must refer to learn. You must learn to refer to a dictionary. It should be the other way around. Let me just make the correction there. You must learn to refer to a dictionary if you want to become a good writer. You must learn to refer to a dictionary if you want to become a good writer. So what are the assumptions? That only writers refer to dictionary, or all writers, good or bad, refer to the dictionary? So guys, again, the basic funda is you must challenge the assumptions and see whether that assumption has to be present for the statement, or can we have a reverse assumption and still have validity of the statement. The statement says you must learn to refer to a dictionary if you want to become a good writer. Okay. Assumption. If first assumption says only writers refer to dictionary. Why should only writers, does it matter if only writers refer to dictionary? What if non-writers also refer to the dictionary? Does it affect my statement in any way? The statement is only about those who want to become a good writer. So whether only writers refer to the dictionary or even non-writers refer to the dictionary, it has absolutely nothing to do with the statement. So the first one is not required as an assumption. I hope you get it. The first assumption is immaterial. It does not matter that only writers refer to the dictionary. कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है statement को. So first one gets eliminated. Now, what about the second one? It says all writers, good or bad, refer to the dictionary. But my statement is, to become a good writer, I need to refer to a dictionary, right? So good writers, theek hai. Why do I need to assume that bad writers also refer to the dictionary? My statement is saying that good writers refer to dictionary. But so I don't need to assume that all the writers, including the bad ones, refer to dictionary. So even if bad ones don't refer to the dictionary, my statement will still stand. And hence the second assumption is also something which is not required. So the best possible option in this example definitely has to be option C, that none of the given assumptions is required. I hope everybody got this one. None of the given assumptions is actually required for this particular statement. Neither assumption is valid. Okay, chalo. Moving on. Next one then. Statement. If it does not rain throughout this month, then most farmers would be in trouble this year. Okay, majority of you have got it right. One or two we'll need to examine. Chalo, dekhte hain. If it does not rain throughout this month, then most farmers would be in trouble this year, is what the statement is. Let's check the first assumption. The first assumption says that timely rain is essential for farming. Okay, if timely rain is essential for farming, then if it does not rain this month, then yes, there is problem. But if timely rain is not essential, then how does it matter if it does not rain in this month, right? So by changing my assumption, my statement actually gets affected. It is because timely raining is essential that not having rain this month is bad. If timely rain was not essential, then I would not be making this statement. So the first assumption is definitely true, right? Did you get it? The first assumption is definitely true. Now, the second assumption, most farmers are generally dependent on rain. Yes, it's only because most farmers are dependent on rain that most farmers will be in trouble because of no rain. If most of the farmers are not dependent on rain, then how can not having rain affect most farmers? So the second assumption is also required for the given statement to be true. So in this example, we will be marking D. Both the assumptions are implicit as the proper answer. Did everybody understand that? And Nishka, E का तो option ही नहीं है. Don't memorize A, B, C, D, E values. जो की में उस पर्टिकुलर एग्जाम्पल में दिया होगा वो आपको फॉलो करना है. Here both के लिए the key is given D, so D has to be marked as the answer. I hope everybody got this one. Chalo, no problem. Moving on, next one. Try this. A advises B. If you want to study English, join Institute Y. A advises B. If you want to study English, join Institute Y. Did we get these? If you want to study English, join Institute Y. If you want to study English, join Institute Y. Now, just like advertisements ke liye, we had a point that whatever is being advertised, we have to assume that the customer wants it. Similarly, whenever the statement is in the form of an advice, then always remember this, that we always assume that the other party listens to the advice, right? If A is advising B, then the natural assumption always has to be that B listens to the advice of A. So here the first assumption definitely has to be true, right? Unless B listens to A's advice, A will not be giving it to B. So the assumption is that the other party listens to your advice. So first assumption is definitely true. Now the second one, if we assume that a particular institute provides good coaching, then in that case, the coaching will be advised. You'll say, okay, yes, take this coaching. But if the institute is not providing good coaching, would somebody recommend it? Generally, the assumption is that it's only the good institutes which are recommended. If the service being provided by a particular provider is good, then it is recommended. So we have to assume the second one as well. So both the assumptions have to be good. A advises B, if you want to study English, then you have to join Institute Y. Did everybody get this one? Did everybody get this one? Did everybody get this one? Yes? Okay, chalo. Moving on to the next one. What about this one? Okay. Chalo, let's take a look at it. The leader of the main opposition party asserted that the call for Chakka Jam turned out to be a great success in the entire state. Okay. First assumption, the people in the future will support the main opposition party. Now, I am just saying that jo Chakka Jam kiya hai wo successful tha. Even if I don't assume that they will support me in the future, this statement is still valid. Of course, the person will hope that they support, but he doesn't have to necessarily assume it. Even if he does not assume that people will support him in the future, the statement that the Chakka Jam was a success can still be valid. So, my first point does not have to be an assumption. Even without assuming that people will support me in the future, this statement which I'm making is still valid, right? So the first one is not necessary as an assumption. Now, second, if people are probably convinced about the reason behind the strike, then I will claim that it is a success. But if I don't assume that people are convinced about the reason of the strike, then how can I say that the strike was a success? If I have called for a strike and if I'm assuming that people are convinced about the reason, then I will say, yes, the reason was convincing, so it is a successful strike. But supposing I don't assume that people are convinced about the reason, if people are not convinced about the reason, then how can I say that this strike was successful? So the second one definitely has to be assumed. So option B, not the first one, only the second one needs to be an assumption for this particular thing to be true. Did everybody get this one? Did everybody get this one? Yes. Chalo. Teeth saying, if the government is having bad traffic man, in the next government a better man is therefore people will. No teeth, no teeth, teeth. See, मैंने the opposition said that हमने जो strike किया वो successful था. अब आगे जाके people मुझे support करेंगे, people मुझे support नहीं करेंगे. If I assume or don't assume that, does it matter to say that आज मैंने जो strike किया वो successful था? Do I need to assume that people will support me in the future to say that my strike today was successful. मैंने आज के स्ट्राइक के बारे में एक स्टेटमेंट किया है. अब पीपीएल मुझे फ्यूचर में सपोर्ट करें ना करें, दैट डज नॉट मैटर. Immaterial of what they will do in the future, I can always say that today I was successful, right? Did you get that, Tirth, Yashvi? Did you understand that? I don't need to assume anything about the future to make a statement about an event that has already taken place. I don't need to assume anything about the future to make a statement about an event which has already taken place. Got it? Okay. ठीक है. चलो. Moving on. Next one. The bridge was built at a cost of rupees 128 crores and even civil bus service is not utilizing it. What a pity to see it grossly underutilized. This is a citizen's view on a new flyover linking east and west sides of a suburb. Okay, not getting many right answers so far. Take a look at it. It says the bridge was built at a cost of rupees 128 crores and even civil bus services is not utilizing it. What a pity to see it grossly underutilized, right? This is just a particular citizen who is giving a view about a particular thing. This is one individual who is making a comment about it. Now, first assumption, the building of such bridges does not serve any public objective. Can I assume a general statement like this based on one particular incident? Just because one particular bridge is not being utilized, can I say that in general these bridges are useless? Is it proper to say that in general these bridges are useless? No, it is not, right? I cannot make that assumption. So the first assumption that it is assumed is useless. Second, there has to be some accountability and utility of money spent on public projects. See, as a sentiment, it is true. But remember, this is not a question of sentiment. It is whether you are needed to assume it for this statement to be true, right? If see, if there must be whether there should be accountability or not does not make any difference to talking about whether this bridge should be made or not. It does not matter whether there should be accountability or not when you are talking about the construction of such a bridge. So in this example, neither one of them is implicit. Did everybody get this one? Neither one of them is implicit. कौन से इसमें प्रॉब्लम है तीर्थ? Did everybody get this one? Did everybody get this one? Any problem? तीर्थ किस में प्रॉब्लम है? प्रॉब्लम है किसी को? Then ask which one did you not understand? Got it? Teeth, did others also got it? Get it? See, there has, see, again, it's an opinion. Whether it should be a future course, it's not a course of action. It's just an opinion which is given. So it does not matter. It does not matter. Did everybody get this one? It does not matter in this particular thing, but it is not an assumption. Okay, I hope everybody got this one. Chalo. Moving ahead to the next one then. What about this? They get this one. Chalo. Let's take a look at it. Use our product to improve the memory of your child. It is based on natural herbs and has no harmful side effects, right? If it is the advertisement made by a company, then the first thing which we have already seen is that in an advertisement, we are always supposed to assume that the customer wants whatever is being advertised, right? So in this particular advertisement, people generally opt for a medical product which is useful and has no harmful side effects. If you are saying that this is what the advertisement is, then yes, because you are saying that this is what people want, you are assuming this is what people want, and that's why you are advertising it. So first one, yes. And obviously, when the ad is targeting the child, then we obviously assume that what is important for the parent will be something which I should put in my advertisement so that they go in for it. So both the things are implicit. Nishka, A is more appropriate nahi hai. It's not which one is more appropriate. Both of them are valid as points. Both of them are valid as points. So you have to go for both of them. Did everybody get this one? Both of them are valid as points. Did you get it? Did everybody get this one? I hope everybody got this one. I hope everybody got this one. Yes? Chalo. Moving on. Next one. Detergents should be used to clean clothes. Now, thoda bahut. Detergents should be used to clean clothes. Which one? Let's take a look at this then. First one, detergents form more lather. Lather यानी कि झाग. अब झाग से क्या लेना देना? कपड़े आपको, अब why do we use detergents? We use detergents so that the clothes get clean. Does it matter whether it forms more lather or not? That is not important. Whether it forms more jhag or not, more foam or not is more important. Is not important. But yes, we do assume that they will help to dislodge the grease and dirt. कपड़ों में जो grease लगा है, dirt लगा है, उनको अगर detergent हटा देता है, then it is something which is very useful. So I don't care whether it makes more lather or not, but I definitely want it to remove the dirt which is there in the clothes. So I don't need the first assumption, but I definitely need the second one. So the second one is the only assumption which is necessary. See, whether it makes more lather or not is not relevant, but it should remove the dirt from the clothes. That is important. So only the second one matters. Did everybody get this one? I hope everybody got this one. Yes. Chalo. Moving on. Most people who stop smoking gain weight. Most people who stop smoking gain weight. Which one? Okay. Very few right answers so far. Very few right answers so far. Chala. First one. Most people who stop smoking gain weight. So assumption, if one stops smoking, one will gain weight. It is actually the same statement which is given to you, right? An assumption by definition is a statement which is not given to you and it leads to the validity of the given statement. यहाँ पे पहले स्टेटमेंट की पहले assumption की वजह से स्टेटमेंट नहीं है, पहला जो assumption है वही स्टेटमेंट है. So it is not hidden, it is given to you. So by definition it cannot be a statement. So statement assumption 1 is technically not an assumption at all because it is just the same statement which is given to you. So chalo isko to hata dete hain. First one is not valid. Now take a look at the second one. अगर जो स्मोकिंग स्टॉप करते हैं वो वेट गेन करते हैं, बट जो स्टॉप नहीं करते उनके बारे में नहीं पता, बिकॉज इट डज नॉट से ओनली पीपल हु स्टॉप स्मोकिंग गेन वेट, राइट? सो जो स्मोकिंग स्टॉप नहीं करते उनके बारे में मैं कुछ अज्यूम नहीं करूंगा. व्हाई शुड आई अज्यूम? इट डज नॉट मैटर वेदर नॉन स्मोकर्स गेन वेट और नॉट. So neither one of the two options is actually required to be assumed for the given statement to be true. I repeat, neither one of the given statements has to be true for the given statement to be true. So here option C, neither one is an assumption which is required. Are we together on this? Did everybody get this one? Did everybody get this one? Yes? Okay, chalo. Excellent. Then let's take the next one. Postal rates have been increased to meet the deficit. Postal rates have been increased to meet the deficit. Postal rates is basically post का जो rate है, आप post भेजते हो ना letters, उसका rate increase. Deficit means the government does not have money. Deficit means the government requires X amount of money, but उतना पैसा नहीं उनके पास. That is a deficit. Deficit means lack of money. So postal rates have been increased to meet the deficit. Which one? Chalo, let's take a look at the assumptions now. Do I need to assume that the present rate is very low? मैं कह रहा हूं कि पोस्टल जो रेट है उसको बढ़ाया गया है, बट जरूरी नहीं कि पहले वो बहुत कम था. इट कुड बी दैट द पोस्टल रेट वाज हाई, but because the government needs more money, it is making even higher, right? So I don't need to assume that the present rate is low. The present rate already can be high and the government might be increasing it even more just to face the problem. So I don't have to assume that the present rate is very low. So my first assumption is definitely not required. Now, the second assumption, if the rates are not increased, the deficit cannot be met. क्यों भाई? Is it the only way of meeting the deficit? Postal rates ना बढ़ाओ तो हो सकता है there can be some other method of doing it. Why do I need to assume that सिर्फ पोस्टल रेट्स को इंक्रीज करने से ही मैं पैसे कमा सकता हूं? It may be possible that I can use some other method of earning money to match this deficit. So I definitely don't need to assume that if the rates are not increased, deficit cannot be met. So neither one of these assumptions is actually required. Even without making these assumptions, we can still have the given. So did everybody get this one? Neither one is required as an assumption. Did everybody understand it? Both the assumptions are not required. Even without them, my statement's validity is still true. Yashvi, why is the second required? Postal rates have been increased to meet the deficit. If rates are not increased, deficit cannot be met. How do you say that? Why is the second one required? Why do I need to assume that if the postal rates are not increased, the deficit cannot be met? Don't increase the postal deficit. There may be some other method of meeting the deficit. Where does it say that postal rates are the only thing possible to meet the deficit? If the rates are not increased, I will find some other method of doing it. Did you get it? So the second one is not required as an assumption. It may be true, it may not be true. It is not compulsory that it has to be increased. Did you get that? Okay, chal. Moving on, next one. Decline, this should be delinked. This word should be delinked. If degrees are delinked with jobs, boys will think thrice before joining college. Delinked means breaking the connection. So says अगर जॉब का डिग्रीज का जॉब के साथ जो कनेक्शन है वो कनेक्शन काट दिया जाए कि जॉब के लिए डिग्री जरूरी नहीं है, अगर ऐसा कर दिया जाए तो दे से दैट बॉयज विल थिंक थ्राइस बिफोर जॉइनिंग कॉलेज. कॉलेज ज्वाइन करने से पहले लड़के लोग 3 बार सोचेंगे. So let's check. First one, if students are joining college education for getting jobs, then obviously when there is no relation between college education and job, why will students join college? So they will think thrice. So first one is a correct assumption, right? If the students are joining college education only for jobs and now college education is not connected to jobs, then obviously they will think thrice before joining the college. So first assumption is definitely true. And second, if I say a degree is of no use for getting a job, that has no relationship to the statement, right? It is not an assumption that you are making for this particular statement. So the second one, that if a degree is of no use for getting a job, that is not what the statement is about. The statement says if degrees are delinked with jobs. So this is not an implicit one. So it's not an assumption at all. The second statement is a statement. It's not an assumption. So it's only the first one which is required for this particular thing. So I will say only the first one is an assumption for the given statement to be true, not the second one. Aditya, here boys and girls don't mean boys and boys, and here boys literally means students. Here boys and girls are not gendered. Boys here does not mean the gender of boys and girls. Boys literally means chaps, guys. Like when I say guys, I don't mean men. I mean all students. See here, boys does not mean males. It simply means students. Did everybody get this one? I hope everybody got this one. Okay? Chalo. Let's move on to the next one then. The next meeting of the board of the institute will be held after 1 year. This is one of my favorite examples. So this is a very classic example because it's the same assumption which you make when you tell your friend ke kal milenge. Whenever you tell somebody ke theek hai chal kal milte hain, the first assumption that you are making is that kal zinda rahoge, right? So when you say that the next meeting of the board will take place after 1 year, then obviously you have to assume that the institute will still remain after 1 year. एक साल बाद अगर इंस्टीट्यूट ही नहीं रहेगा तो किस चीज का मीटिंग होने वाला है? So the assumption has to be that the institute will remain in place after 1 year, right? So the first one is definitely true. The first one, that the institute will remain in function after 1 year, is true. And the second one is actually the opposite. If you assume that the board will be dissolved after 1 year, then how can you hold a meeting? जब board को आप खत्म कर दोगे तो मीटिंग क्यों करेगी? जो चीज खत्म हो गई है वो मीटिंग ही क्यों करेगी? So the second one is the exact opposite of what you are required to assume. So it's only the first one which has to be assumed as the assumption. Did everybody get this one? It's only the first one which has to be made as an assumption, not the second one. यशवी, इट डिपेंड्स. आइदर और वाला ऑप्शन कुछ कुछ एग्जाम में बहुत रेयरली होता है. टू प्रिवेंट कंफ्यूजन जनरली 4 ऑप्शन वाले एग्जांपल्स होते हैं. आइदर और वाला हो सकता है, वो हम फिर कभी करेंगे, आज के एग्जांपल्स में नहीं है. बट आई एम नॉट सेइंग इट्स नॉट देयर, इट मे बी देयर इन सर्टेन एग्जांपल्स. ठीक है, चलो नेक्स्ट वन. A sentence in the letter to the candidates calling for written exams. You have to bear your own expenses on travel. Chalo. The sentence in the letters, whichever candidate is being called for the interview, they are saying that you will have to bear your own expenses. So if not, obviously, if the clarification is not made, the candidates may claim the reimbursement, and that is why they are asking this. It's obvious that you have to assume it's because if you don't say this, then candidates may ask for reimbursement. You don't want them to ask for reimbursement, and that is why you are writing this in the letter. So the first assumption has to be there. Take a look at the second one. Many organizations, they reimburse expenses on travel to candidates called to written exam. Why would you specify that we are not going? If nobody does it, then nobody is going to expect it. So you are assuming कि कुछ ऐसे institutions हैं जो travel के पैसे देते हैं, तो लोगों के मन में ऐसा होगा कि ये भी देगा, इसीलिए आपको देना बोलना पड़ रहा है कि हम नहीं देंगे, right? So it is possible that other organizations are reimbursing expenses. That is why the students may think that other institutions are reimbursing. तो ये भी शायद करता होगा, and that's why it becomes necessary for you to say that I am not going to give any money for travel. So both the assumptions have to be there for the given answer to be true. Are we together on this? Are we together on this? बढ़िया है. चलो, moving on. The function will start at 3 p.m. You're requested to take your seats before 3 p.m. Okay, majority right answers so far. Very good, very good, very good. Majority right answers so far. Excellent. Chalo, let's take a look at it. If the invitee is not, invitee means guest, right? The person who is audience. If the invitee is not in a seat before 3 p.m., the function will not start. भाई हम रिक्वेस्ट कर रहे हैं कि आप सीट पे आ जाओ, बट व्हाई डू आई नीड टू अज्यूम कि अगर सीट पे आप नहीं होगे तो मैं फंक्शन नहीं स्टार्ट करूंगा, राइट? स्कूल में जब कहते हैं कि बेटा लेक्चर 10 बजे है, 10 बजे से पहले आप आके बैठ जाओ, तो इसका मतलब ये थोड़ी होता है कि 10 बजे तक अगर बच्चा नहीं आए तो लेक्चर स्टार्ट नहीं होगा. So the first assumption is not something which is required. The first assumption is not required, right? Second, obviously you're assuming that the function will start as scheduled. you are saying, you are assuming that 3 बजे start हो जाएगा, इसीलिए आप सबको कह रहे हो कि 3 बजे से पहले आ जाओ, right? Whenever you are talking about a function, a scheduled event, your natural assumption, again, like advertisements, this is also a natural assumption. Whenever talking about schedule, your assumption is that it will always be on schedule. In reality, whether it happens or not does not matter. But when you're giving a time to somebody, you always assume that it will happen on schedule. So in this example, it's only the second assumption which needs to be implicit. The first one is not. So B should be my right answer. Did everybody get this one? B definitely has to be my right answer. Did everybody get this one? Are we together on this? चलो बढ़िया है, आगे बढ़े फिर. Please consult me before making any decision on exports from the company. Okay, good. Majority right. Majority of you are right. Very good. बढ़िया है, बढ़िया है. Very good, very good. ध्रुवी नहीं, आयुषी नहीं. Others are right. चलो जी, let's take a look at it. See, if you don't consult me, you may take a wrong decision. मैं ये assume कर रहा हूँ, इसीलिए मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि कुछ भी करने से पहले मुझे consult करो. If I don't assume that you will take a wrong decision, if I think that you are going to take a right decision, why will I ask you to consult me? Because if the decision is right, I don't need to be consulted. It's because I assume that you will take a wrong decision that I am saying that before you do it, ask me. If I assume that you are going to make a right decision, then I'm not worried at all. मैं time क्यों बर्बाद करूंगा? मैं बोलो very good, तू right decision लेने वाला है, ले ले. It's because I'm assuming that you may make a wrong decision that I want you to consult me, right? So the first assumption definitely needs to be true. Second one, if it is important to take the right decision, then I will talk about consulting me. If it is not important that the decision should be right, तो जो करना है करो ना यार, जो decision लेना है लो, क्या फर्क पड़ता है? But because taking the right decision is important, I am saying that खुद मत करो, consult करो. So in this case, both the assumptions definitely have to be implicit. Did everybody get that? Both of them have to be implicit. दोनों assumptions necessary हैं for the given statement to be true. Did everybody get that? Yes. Very good. चलो आगे बढ़े. Let's move on. Next question. Warning: cigarette smoking is injurious to health. Okay, Aditya, correct. Others not so much. Okay, mix answers मिल रहे हैं. Okay, now this is a bit tricky one. The first one, it says the warning is cigarette smoking is injurious to health. Do I need to assume that non-smoking promotes health? Promotes health means health को सुधारता है. Does non-smoke? Do I need to assume that non-smoking promotes health? No, I don't need to assume that. See, just because cigarette smoking health को कम करता है, does not mean that non-smoking health को ज़्यादा करता है, right? It's like saying if you eat poison, you will it will reduce your health. So does that mean not eating poison will improve my health? No, my health may remain steady. जहर खाने से मैं मर जाऊंगा, but जहर ना खाने से मैं ज्यादा जिंदा नहीं रह सकता. So I don't need to assume that non-smoking promotes health. Cigarette smoking is injurious to health, but that does not mean that not smoking will improve your health, right? It just maintains your health at the same level. So I don't need to assume the first one. Second one, this warning is not necessary. Why do I need to assume that this warning is not necessary? Right? Or do I not need to assume that warning is necessary? In fact, it must be the opposite, right? If I assume that the warning is not necessary, I won't warn at all. So even the second one does not make any sense. So neither one of the two things given has to be taken as an assumption. Does it make sense? Did everybody get this one? I don't have to take either one of them to make any sense. Are we together on this? Others? I hope everybody got this one. Okay? Chalo. Next example. Do not lean out of the door of the bus. A warning in a school bus. Okay. Majority of you getting it right. Very good. Do not lean out of the door of the bus. A warning in the school bus. Chalo. Now, obviously, if leaning out of the bus is dangerous, तो ही आपको warn करेंगे कि मत करो. If leaning out of the running bus was not dangerous, then as a warning ही क्यों देंगे? So obviously, first assumption is required. Now, second one, just like advertisements, warning के लिए भी होता है. You always have to assume that when you're giving a warning, people will pay attention to it. आप कोई वार्निंग देते हो तो अज्यूम तो यही करोगे ना कि आपने वार्निंग दिया है तो लोग उसको फॉलो करेंगे, उसको सुनेंगे. So how do I assume that children will not pay any heed to such a warning? In fact, I will assume that children will pay heed to such a warning. मैं वार्निंग तभी दूंगा जब मैं ये अज्यूम करूं कि लोग मेरी वार्निंग को मानेंगे. अगर मैं वार्न करता हूं और कोई मानने नहीं वाला है तो मैं टाइम क्यों बर्बाद करूंगा, right? So my second one is definitely false. It has to be the opposite. So my answer, only the first statement has to be an assumption. I hope everybody got this one. Only the first statement has to be an assumption. Did everybody get this one? Yes? Chalo, badhiya. Next. Enroll with us before 30th November to get the advantage of our 20% discount offer. Advertisement by a coaching class. Not getting right answer. Not getting many of you are not getting the right answer. Not many getting the right answer to this one. Surprising. Yes, Nishka. Dhruvi, correct. चलो. कोचिंग वाला बोलता है 20% डिस्काउंट दूंगा 30 नवंबर से ज्वाइन करो. First assumption, discount offer is bound to attract good students as well. Very good. अगर ये डिस्काउंट से अच्छे स्टूडेंट आए तो बहुत अच्छी बात है. But if the discount is not going to attract good students, then will I give the discount? The answer is yes. Beta, even if the good students don't get attracted, I don't care. Bad students आएंगे तो भी चलेगा. पैसा पैसा होता है, धंधा धंधा होता है, बिजनेस बिजनेस होता है. So even if the discount offer is not bound to attract good students, I still will give this discount. So the first one does not matter as an assumption, right? The first one does not matter as an assumption, because even if the discount offer is not bound to attract good students, I can still attract bad students. How does it matter if the student is good or bad? Paisa paisa hota hai, right? Why do I need only good students? Even bad students need to join my classes, right? So first one not required as an assumption. What about the second one? Even those who cannot afford to pay the fees of coaching may join the class. But yeah, when you can't afford money at all, तो मैं 100 रुपए में दूं या 80 रुपए में दूं? If you can't afford 80 or 100, how does it matter how much when you can't afford to pay the fees? How does it matter? Because I'm not giving it for free. So I cannot assume that those who cannot pay the fees will also join. बेटा अगर फीस पे अफोर्ड नहीं कर सकते तो डिस्काउंट चाहे जितना भी दूं, it still is out of your reach. So I don't need to assume the second one. I only need paying customers to join. I don't need non-paying customers to join. So in this, neither one of them is required as an assumption. Did everybody understand this one? Neither one of them is required for me as an assumption. Okay? Any confusions? I hope there is no confusion on this one. Okay, chalo. Moving on. Next one. If you want to get a good job, you must have at least the basic knowledge of computers. If you want to get a good job, you must have at least basic knowledge of computers. Interesting. Now, this is where you have to be very careful and pay attention to the words which have been used. Now, many of you are tempted into taking the first assumption as a necessary one, but understand the requirement is a knowledge of computers, right? Having the knowledge of computers and using a computers are two different things. The first assumption says that all good jobs involve use of computers, so you should know how to use computers. But the statement is that you need the basic knowledge of computers. So having a knowledge of computers is a theoretical thing. Being able to use computers is a practical thing. I know many cases where a person has great theory knowledge but does not know how to practically do it. Right? There's a difference between theory and practice. The statement is only talking about theory, it's talking about knowledge of computers. So whether good jobs involve user computers or not is not necessary. Good jobs may involve having the knowledge of how to use computers, but actual use, I don't know. So first is not necessary as a requirement. But look at the second one. If computer knowledge is essential criteria by companies, then obviously you need it to get a job. If computer knowledge is not essential criteria for most companies, then you don't need it to get a job. So the second one definitely affects the statement. Changing the value of the second assumption definitely changes the value of the given statement, and hence I can say the second one is definitely a required assumption compared to this statement. So option B has to be marked as my answer, right? Did everybody understand this? Did everybody get this one? Chalo. Then quickly moving on, next one. The boy is too honest not to speak the truth. So, guys, this involves your knowledge of English. Too honest, too means so honest that not. Too के साथ जो होता है उसका मीनिंग so के साथ नेगेटिव होता है. So the boy is too honest not to speak the truth means the boy is so honest he will always speak the truth. This is too good to be true का मतलब है this is so good it is not true. टू के साथ जो होता है वो एक्चुअली में नेगेटिव में चला जाता है. सो व्हेन यू से द बॉय इज टू ऑनेस्ट नॉट टू स्पीक द ट्रूथ, द मीनिंग ऑफ द सेंटेंस इज द बॉय इज सो ऑनेस्ट दैट ही विल स्पीक द ट्रूथ. So now let's take a look at the assumptions. First assumption, do I have to say very honest boys also tell lies? No, in fact the statement says वो इतना honest है कि वो हमेशा सच बोलेगा. तो झूठ के बाद वो झूठ बोलेगा ऐसा क्यों अज्यूम करूं? इट डजंट मेक एनी सेंस. सो फर्स्ट assumption is out. Second, dishonest boys also speak the truth. Now, how does it matter what dishonest boys do? This statement is talking what honest boys do. I don't have to make any assumptions what dishonest boys are doing. So neither one of them is true. So in this case, I will mark D as the answer because the key clearly says neither one nor two is option D. So D, neither one nor two. Did everybody get this one? Did everybody get this one? Yes. Excellent. Chalo. Moving on. Next one. Correct answers so far. Very good. Guys, I'm getting only a handful of people giving me the answers. बाकी लोग भी समझ में तो आ रहा है या सेशन ऑन करके सो गए? Hope everybody is paying attention and understanding the examples that we are doing. Okay. So statement says X air conditioner, the largest selling name with the largest range, and it's an advertisement. So first फंडा ad है, तो जो भी ad है assumption is उस product को, वो product customers को चाहिए, right? So second assumption तो by default true होना है that there is a demand for air conditioners in the market, right? Second assumption तो for sure true है. अब पहले वाले को check कर लेते हैं. Can I say X air conditioner is the only one with wide variations? मैं क्यों assume करूं कि सिर्फ X air conditioner में variation है? X थोड़ी बोल रहा है I am the only one. Ad में बोला है हमारा range सबसे बड़ा है. इनफैक्ट व्हेन यू से हमारा रेंज सबसे बड़ा है, उसका मतलब तो यही हुआ ना कि दूसरों के भी रेंज हैं, हमारे जितना बड़ा नहीं है बट दूसरों के भी रेंज तो है. सो आई डेफिनेटली कैन नॉट से दैट आई एम द ओनली वन विद वाइड वेरिएशन. सो वन इज डेफिनेटली फॉल्स. So only the second assumption is implicit, which means option B has to be my right answer, right? So option B has to be my right answer. Straightforward example, simple to solve. I hope everybody got this one. Yes? Okay. Chalo. Badhiya. Next. To buy a TV X, contact Y, the sole agent of X TV, an advertisement. Not getting many right answers. So guys, remember, anything which is advertised, you always have to assume that people prefer it. तो advertisement में अगर बोलते हैं कि ये खरीदने के लिए sole agent को contact करो, तो you do assume that people will prefer to buy through sole agent. You always advertise that which people prefer. So the first one is definitely true. First one is definitely true. Because advertisement में आप वही चीज कहोगे जो आप assume करोगे कि people prefer करते हैं. If you think that people want a सस्तु सारू ने टिकाऊ सामान, then you will advertise that my product is सस्तु सारू ने टिकाऊ. If you think people want only expensive goods, then you will say my good is very expensive. So here when you are saying that your item can be purchased by through a sole agent, so you are assuming that people prefer to buy it through a sole agent. So first assumption, yes. Now, why do I need to assume that TV producing companies do not sell their product directly, right? Because this is only one particular TV X which is being discussed. TV X लोगों को सोल पसंद है, but that does not mean कि in general TV producers will not sell directly. So the second one is too broad. It is a generalization, so it cannot be my answer. So the best possible is A, right? Dhruvi, if they prefer to buy the product and it doesn't matter whether it is a sole agent or not, they will simply say that purchase our TV. एड के अंदर अगर वो कहते हैं, एड में अगर कहते हैं कि हम सोल एजेंट के थ्रू बेच रहे हैं, तो ऑब्वियसली दे विल ओनली पुट दैट थिंग्स इन एन एड विच पीपल वांट. इफ इट डज नॉट मैटर वेदर द टीवी इज सोल्ड बाय अ सोल एजेंट और नॉट, तो एड में वो कभी नहीं लिखेंगे. व्हाई विल दे वेस्ट टाइम एंड स्पेस इन सेइंग दैट वी आर सेलिंग थ्रू सोल एजेंट्स? एड के अंदर ऐसे कोई भी पॉइंट नहीं मेंशन करेंगे जो कस्टमर को नहीं चाहिए. इफ इट डज नॉट मैटर, इट विल नॉट बी मेंशन्ड इन द एड. It is because they think that people prefer sole agents that the ad says that we sell through sole agents. And remember, it is not a reality. It is the assumption made by the advertiser. Here we are trying to identify what the advertiser is assuming. They are assuming that people like sole agents, और इसीलिए वो कहते हैं कि हम sole agent के through बेचते हैं. If they don't assume that people prefer sole agents, they will not say that we are selling through sole agents. Did you get that, Dhruvi? एड के अंदर अगर कंपनी बोल रही है कि हम सोल एजेंट के थ्रू बेचते हैं, तो उसका मतलब है वो उनको लगता है कि पीपल सोल एजेंट के थ्रू परचेज करना चाहते हैं. इफ इट डज नॉट मैटर व्हाट पीपल वेयर पीपल परचेज इट फ्रॉम, द कंपनी विल नॉट स्पेसिफिकली से दैट वी आर सेलिंग थ्रू सोल एजेंट्स. ठीक है? आई होप यू गॉट दैट. चलो, मूविंग ऑन. Yashvi, sometime back you asked me something about the options. This one. So, if opening a library in a particular place is a waste, तो there can only be two reasons. या तो लोगों को उसमें इंटरेस्ट ही नहीं है, या तो लोग वो यूज नहीं कर सकते. Either they can use it but are not interested, or they don't know how to use it at all. So when I say that opening a library is going to be a waste, it can either be that the people are illiterate, or it is possible that they are not interested in reading, right? Now it is possible that it is a combination of both, लेकिन both का option नहीं है, right? So here the best possible answer to mark is either one or two. Did you get this one? Either one or two. And Yashvi, when I mentioned that this was the option, then you should have got the hint. Okay, answer has to be either or. I hope you got it now. Right? Both hota to mark kar sakte the. Both hota to mark kar sakte, because both the reasons are simultaneously possible. But here, because both is not an option, so here we have to put either or, because that's the only option which supports. I hope everybody got it now. Right? Chalo. Moving on. Next one. It is through participative management policy alone that indiscipline in our industries can be contained and a quality of life ensured to the worker. Which one? It is through participative management policy alone that indiscipline in industries can be contained and quality of life ensured to the worker. Okay. Why do I need to assume that quality of life in our industry is better? Right? The statement is general gyan कि participative management policy से quality better होगी. So do I need to assume that my quality of life is already good? No, and it is better than others. कोई comparison ही नहीं है. So first one is definitely not an assumption. First one का कोई लेना देना ही नहीं है statement के साथ. And second one, indiscipline results in poor quality of life. भाई पार्टिसिपेटिव मैनेजमेंट से इनडिसिप्लिन कंटेन होता है, उससे क्वालिटी ऑफ लाइफ अश्योर होता है, राइट? पार्टिसिपेटिव मैनेजमेंट इट अफेक्ट्स बोथ इनडिसिप्लिन एंड क्वालिटी, बट इनडिसिप्लिन एंड क्वालिटी दे आर लिंक्ड टू ईच अदर. ऐसा किसने कहा? इट इज लाइक सेइंग पानी से आग बुझती है और पानी से प्यास मिटती है. तो कहना इसे कि आग बुझने से प्यास मिटती है? नहीं. पानी से आग बुझा सकते हैं, पानी से प्यास मिटा सकते हैं. That does not mean कि आग और प्यास का कोई कनेक्शन है, although पानी दोनों को मिटाता है. So here the management policy will take care of indiscipline, the management policy will take care of quality of life, but that does not mean that indiscipline and quality of life are directly connected to each other. So neither one of the two assumptions is actually required for this particular statement to be made. Did everybody get that? A lot of you answered B as the answer. B is not the answer. Because indiscipline and quality both are controlled by the policy, but indiscipline and quality are not directly linked with each other. So I cannot say that indiscipline results in poor quality of life. I don't need to assume that. They can be two separate things. Did everybody get this one? I hope everybody understood. Chalo, next one. नहीं, ये तो already किया हमने. ये this we've already done. Next. Children are influenced more by their teachers today. See, if let's take a look at the assumptions. If children think that the teacher are models as in role models, and not your fashion model. Model means role model. So if children think that teachers are role models, then obviously they will be influenced by the teachers. So first assumption is valid. And if children spend a lot of time in school, then obviously when you spend a lot of time with something, that it tends to influence you. So if it is assumed that a large amount of time is spent at school, then also they can be influenced by the teachers, right? So the only option which can satisfy this is either one of them. So either one of them is true. Both the assumptions can be valid, right? Both hota to mark karta, nahi hai, so I will mark either as the option. I hope everybody got this one. I hope everybody got this one. Yes. चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं then. Apart from the entertainment value of television, its educational value cannot be ignored. निष्का इधर का तो ऑप्शन ही नहीं है. So if people take television as a means of entertainment only, तो भी मैं कहूंगा कि भाई entertainment value के अलावा उसका education value भी है जिसको ignore नहीं करना चाहिए. If people were not taking it as only a means of entertainment, if they were already aware of the educational value, then will I say that don't ignore it? No. If people are already considering the education value, then there's no need for me to say that don't ignore the educational value. It is because that they're only looking to television as a means of entertainment that I need to make this statement. So first one, yes, is there. Second one, it is because educational value of television is not realized properly that I am forced to say that don't ignore its educational value. Because if the educational value was already realized properly, I will not say that it should not be ignored. हम किसी चीज के बारे में ऐसा क्यों कहेंगे कि भाई इसको इग्नोर मत करो, क्योंकि लोग उसको इग्नोर कर रहे हैं. जो चीज इग्नोर हो रही है हम वो पॉइंट आउट करेंगे. If something is not being ignored, there is no need for us to make that statement. So here both the given statements, both the given assumptions are implicit, right? Both of them are necessary for the given statement to be true. Did everybody get this one? This particular statement is valid because we are assuming that this is happening. People are not considering the proper value of television. That's why we have to say, okay, please don't ignore its educational value. Did everybody get this one? Excellent. Next one then. If you trouble me, I will slap you. A mother warns her child. I think this example is very old because I have not seen parents giving this warning these days. Very much required, very much required. If you trouble me, I will slap you. Mother warns her child. So like advice, like advertisements, again, this is one, right? That you will assume that once you give a warning, the other person will pay attention to the warning, right? अगर आप वार्निंग दोगे और सामने आपको लगता है सामने वाला नहीं सुनने वाला है, तो आप वार्निंग ही क्यों दोगे, right? You always warn with the assumption that the other person will obey it. So if the mother warns her child saying that if you trouble me, I'll slap you, she is assuming that the child will stop troubling her. So the first statement definitely has to be true. But here it's only one particular child. You cannot assume that all children are basically naughty, right? This is just one instance of a mother and a child. So you cannot say that all children are basically naughty. So only the first one is true. Did everybody get this one? Shubhankar, I'll go to the previous one. Just give me a minute. Others, did you get this one? Did you get this one? Everybody? Now I'm going to the previous question. Shubhankar, yes, you had a doubt in the previous one. Yes. What's your doubt, Shubhankar? What is stated in the question? 2. See, no, it's not stated. It's the educational value is not being realized. That's why somebody is saying that it should not be ignored. If it was said that educational value is being ignored, then it is the same statement. The educational value of television is not realized properly. The same statement hota to hota ke educational value is ignored. But here it is because it is not being realized properly that you are saying that it should not be ignored. So it's an advice being given. It's not stated in the question. It's being advised what should not be done. Did you get that? Shubhankar, did you get that? Okay, chalo. Next one. A car is required on rent, an advertisement. A car is required for rent. It's an advertisement. Okay, majority getting it right. Very good. So, why do I need to assume that all types of vehicles are available on rent? The only thing that I need to have is that car is available, right? कार के अलावा कोई टाइप है कि नहीं है, मुझे क्या फर्क पड़ता है? So I don't need to assume that all types of vehicles are available on rent. So first one is not required. And the basic rule of advertisement, people, you will assume that people will respond, because अगर आपको लगता है कि कोई इसका जवाब नहीं देने वाला है, तो मैं ऐड ही क्यों दूंगा? So whenever I'm putting an advertisement, my default assumption is that people will respond to it, right? So only B has to be my answer. I don't need to assume that all types of vehicles are available, but I do need to assume that people will respond to my advertisement. Did everybody get this one? Urmi? Second one is not, only first one is not implicit, only the second one is. I don't need to assume that all vehicles are available. I only need to assume that car is available. Okay? Chalo. Next one. What about this one? Okay, so this, you have multiple statements, right? Multiple things. So 3 assumption wale questions. Residents of the locality wrote a letter to the corporation requesting to restore normally. Restore means to bring back. To restore normally the supply of drinking water immediately, as the supply at present is not adequate, right? Now, can it by any means be the first assumption that the corporation may not take any action on the letter? Now, whether the corporation takes action on the letter or not is important, because you will only write a letter when you assume that there is going to be an effect. So, assuming that the corporation may not take an action on the letter is wrong. I have to assume that they will take action. So, one wala option to nikal gaya. Now, the question is second, the municipality has enough water to meet the demand. Obviously, you will assume that there is enough water to meet the demand, और सिर्फ तभी जाके आप बोलोगे कि पानी दो. अगर आपको पता है कि म्युनिसिपैलिटी के पास पानी नहीं है तो आप मांगोगे ही क्यों? सो जब आप कोई चीज मांग रहे हो तो अजम्पशन तो यही है ना कि सामने वाला दे पाएगा. सो इट हैज टू बी अज्यूम्ड दैट द म्युनिसिपैलिटी हैज इनफ वाटर टू मीट द डिमांड, right? So 2 is definitely necessary as an assumption. Third, water supply to the area was adequate in the past. Past में जो water supply था वो adequate था. Is that assumption valid? Yes. Why? Because they are saying to restore the supply. वो कह रहे कि पहले जितना आता था उतना हमको दो. They are not saying increase. They are saying पहले जितना आता था उतना दो. So पहले जितना आता था उतने की ही अगर मांग हो रही है, so clearly whatever was being given in the past was adequate, right? So because you are saying, assuming that the past was adequate, you are only asking for the same amount. So the best possible option is only the second and third are implicit, which means option B must be my right answer. Did everybody get this one? B has to be your right answer. बढ़िया है. Chalo, let's take one last example before we call it a day. One last example. We must be prepared to face any eventuality, and all the assignments must be completed as per their schedule. The director tells the faculty members. Which one? Okay. Majority are right. बढ़िया है, बढ़िया है, बढ़िया है. Chalo, let's take a look at it. First one. If there is a possibility that there may be a serious eventuality, तभी डायरेक्टर बोलेगा ना कि प्रिपेयर तैयार रहो. अगर कोई सीरियस इवेंचुअलिटी होने ही नहीं वाली है तो हम क्यों कहेंगे कि बेटा इसके लिए तैयारी रखो? When we say that कोई प्रॉब्लम, सारे प्रॉब्लम्स के लिए तैयार रहो, तो दैट मीन्स वी आर अज्यूमिंग के प्रॉब्लम हो सकता है. सो फर्स्ट वन डेफिनेटली नीड्स टू बी ट्रू. सेकेंड, when we are saying that assignment must be completed as per schedule का मतलब क्या है कि डेट फिक्स्ड है. सो डेट फिक्स्ड है सारे असाइनमेंट के, तभी तो मैं कहूंगा कि शेड्यूल को फॉलो करो. अगर सारे डेट्स असाइनमेंट्स के फिक्स्ड नहीं है तो मैं कैसे कह सकता हूं कि शेड्यूल के हिसाब से जाना पड़ेगा? बिकॉज द वर्ड शेड्यूल मीन्स फिक्स्ड डेट्स. सो देयर हैज टू बी फिक्स्ड डेट्स, तभी मैं कहूंगा कि शेड्यूल फॉलो करना कंपलसरी है. अगर डेट्स फिक्स नहीं है तो मैं कैसे कह सकता हूं कि शेड्यूल को फॉलो करो? तो सेकंड ऑल्सो मस्ट बी ट्रू. And third one, if faculty members are not supposed to complete all the assignments, then why would I tell that all the assignments must be completed? It is because I'm assuming that you are supposed to do it that I'm saying do it. If I don't think that it is your duty to do it, then I will not order you to do it. So here, all three of them definitely have to be implicit as assumptions. Did we get this one? Did everybody get this one? Okay. So any doubts, you can hang around. Yeshvi, I'll take that. If you are done for the day and no doubts, then you may exit the session. Any doubts, you can hang around. I'll solve them. Chalo, let's take a look at this. Yeshvi, yes, what was your doubt? Yeshvi, you are saying they're requesting to restore normally the supply, right? वो कह रहे हैं कि past में जितना देते थे please उतना दो. Now, if the past supply was not adequate, why would you ask them to give you water according to what was given in the past? Won't you say please increase the supply? If you are saying कि past में जितना देते थे मुझे उतना दो, तो उसका मतलब है past का enough था ना. अगर past वाला enough नहीं था Why would you ask only for that? You will ask for, जब मांग ही रहे हो तो ज़्यादा मांगो ना. If the past supply was not adequate, why will you ask for things which were given to you in the past? Did you get that? Yashvi? Okay. Any other doubts, guys? Okay.